Scientific support for your divinity. Proving the inherent divinity of humans scientifically is a challenge because divinity is typically understood as a spiritual or metaphysical concept which falls outside the realm of empirical science. However, science can provide insights that support aspects of human experience often associated with divinity, such as consciousness, interconnectedness, and human potential. Below are some scientific perspectives that can be linked to the idea of inherent divinity. Consciousness and the mystery of self-awareness. Scientific perspective. Human consciousness, or the ability to be self-aware, remains one of the greatest mysteries in science. Neuroscience continues to study how consciousness arises from the brain, but no definitive explanation has been found. Some scientists suggest that consciousness might not be confined to the brain, with quantum theories of consciousness positing that it may be a fundamental part of the universe. Link to divinity. The mystery of consciousness suggests that humans possess a quality that transcends the purely physical. Many spiritual traditions equate this self-awareness with the presence of a soul or a spark of the divine within humans. The inability of science to fully explain consciousness leaves room for interpretations that see it as evidence of our inherent connection to a greater divine source. Quantum physics and the interconnectedness of all things. Scientific perspective. In quantum physics, particles are known to be interconnected in ways that defy classical understanding. The phenomenon of quantum entanglement shows that particles can influence each other instantaneously, even when separated by vast distances. This interconnectedness suggests that at the most fundamental level, everything in the universe is linked. Linked to divinity. Many spiritual traditions speak of the oneness of all things, a concept reflected in quantum physics. If everything is interconnected at a fundamental level, it aligns with the idea that humans are part of a larger, universal consciousness, often understood as God or divinity. This scientific evidence of interconnectedness supports the notion that humans, as part of the universe, carry within them an inherent divine connection. Biological altruism and compassion. Scientific perspective. Evolutionary biology has documented behaviors like altruism and compassion, which appear to go beyond the survival of the fittest model. Human beings often act selflessly to help others, even at their own expense. This tendency toward altruism is deeply ingrained in human nature, suggesting that there is more to human life than just survival instincts. Link to divinity. Altruism and compassion are often seen as divine qualities, characteristics of enlightened beings, saints, or gods. The fact that humans are biologically wired to show compassion toward others, even in non-survival situations, suggests an innate goodness that can be linked to divine attributes. This inherent potential for goodness and selflessness can be interpreted as evidence of our divine nature. Human capacity for transcendence. Scientific perspective. Psychologists like Abraham Maslow and Carl Jung have explored human experiences of transcendence and self-actualization. Maslow's hierarchy of needs culminates in self-actualization, a state where individuals achieve their highest potential, often characterized by a sense of oneness, purpose, and connection to something greater. Similarly, Jung's exploration of the collective unconscious suggests a shared universal foundation of human experience. Link to Divinity. The human drive for transcendence and the search for meaning are often seen as reflections of our divine nature. The psychological recognition of these traits supports the idea that humans are inherently inclined toward higher states of consciousness, which many religious traditions interpret as expressions of divinity within us. The golden ratio and sacred geometry. Scientific perspective. The golden ratio, 1.618, is a mathematical principle that appears throughout nature in the spirals of galaxies, seashells, human DNA, and even in the proportions of the human body. Sacred geometry, which includes the golden ratio, reflects patterns that are considered fundamental to the structure of the universe. Link to Divinity. The pervasive presence of this mathematical harmony in nature and the human form has led many to see it as evidence of intelligent design or divine order. The fact that humans are designed according to these universal patterns suggests that we are not random accidents, but part of a larger, divinely orchestrated system. The harmony and order in the universe, reflected in our very biology, can be viewed as scientific support for the idea of inherent divinity. Biophoton emission of light. Scientific perspective. Biophoton emission refers to the low-level light emitted by living organisms, including humans. Some researchers suggest that this light could be correlated to cellular communication or even consciousness itself. Link to Divinity. The concept of humans emitting light, however subtle, is reminiscent of ancient spiritual teachings about divine light residing within each person. In Christian mysticism and many other spiritual traditions, light is associated with the divine or the soul. The scientific observation that human beings literally emit light could symbolically reinforce the idea that we carry divine light within us. Neuroplasticity and human potential for change. Scientific perspective. Neuroplasticity is the brain's ability to rewire and change itself in response to experience. This scientific discovery has shown that humans are not fixed in their behaviors or capacities, but have the potential for continual growth and transformation. Link to Divinity. The capacity for change and transformation aligns with many spiritual traditions that see humans as having divine potential. Just as neuroplasticity allows us to grow and evolve, spiritual practices often teach that we are constantly evolving toward greater alignment with our divine nature. This scientific finding supports the idea that humans are capable of transcendence and becoming more attuned to their divine essence. The anthropic principle. Scientific perspective. The anthropic principle in cosmology suggests that the universe appears to be fine-tuned for the existence of life. The precise conditions that allow for life to exist, such as the strength of gravity, the expansion rate of the universe, the properties of atoms, seem to suggest that the universe was designed with life in mind. Link to Divinity. If the universe is fine-tuned for life, and human beings are the most self-aware and conscious life forms we know of, this principle can be seen as a suggestion of purpose or design. From a spiritual perspective, this fine-tuning can be interpreted as evidence of a divine intention for the existence of life, and by extension, for the inherent value or divinity of humans. Human creativity and the power to manifest. Scientific perspective. Human beings have a unique ability to imagine, create, and manifest new realities, whether through art, science, technology, or culture. This creativity is an integral part of what it means to be human and is often seen as the highest expression of human potential. Link to Divinity. The power to create something out of nothing mirrors the creative power attributed to the divine. Many spiritual traditions see this creative ability as a reflection of human being co-creators with the divine. As humans being co-creators with the divine, capable of shaping their world through thought, intention, and action. This aligns with the idea of humans possessing divine potential. Summary. While science does not directly prove the concept of inherent divinity, it provides insights into consciousness, interconnectedness, human potential, and the fundamental harmony of the universe, qualities often associated with divinity. By bridging the gap between science and spirituality, we can see how these scientific discoveries suggest that humans are more than just biological organisms. Our capacity for consciousness, creativity, transcendence, and altruism hints at an inherent sacredness or divinity, offering a powerful way to view human nature through both scientific and spiritual lenses. Gregg Braden. Gregg Braden's work often explores the intersection between science and spirituality, focusing on how modern scientific discoveries support ancient spiritual teachings. His books and presentations frequently delve into topics such as the power of belief, the science of miracles, and human potential. Below are several key ideas from Braden's work that provide scientific evidence supporting the concept of human divinity. The divine matrix and quantum connectedness. Gregg Braden's perspective. In his book, The Divine Matrix, Braden explores the idea that everything in the universe is connected through an underlying field of energy. This concept aligns with the scientific discovery of the quantum field, where particles are shown to be interconnected through phenomena like quantum entanglement. He describes this matrix as the fabric of the universe, connecting all things and reflecting the ancient belief in a unified field or oneness with the divine. Link to Divinity. Braden argues that this universal field connects all humans to each other and to a higher source, which many spiritual traditions refer to as God. Our ability to influence this field through thoughts, emotions, and beliefs hints at the inherent creative power humans possess, reinforcing the idea that we are co-creators with the divine. Scientific basis. Quantum entanglement shows that at the subatomic level, everything is interconnected, regardless of distance. This interconnectedness suggests that the universe is not composed of isolated parts, but is instead a unified whole, supporting the spiritual notion that all things are connected at a larger divine energy field. To a larger divine energy field. Heart-brain coherence and human potential. Gregg Braden's perspective. Braden highlights research from the Heart Math Institute, which shows that the heart generates a powerful electromagnetic field that interacts with the brain and the environment. This heart-brain connection plays a key role in regulating our emotions, health, and overall sense of well-being. When the heart and brain are in coherence, meaning they are working in harmony, individuals experience heightened intuition, creativity, and emotional resilience. Braden argues that this coherence connects us to higher states of consciousness and divine intelligence. Link to Divinity. Braden suggests that heart-brain coherence allows us to access deeper levels of awareness and spiritual insight. By aligning our emotions with divine love and compassion, we can become more attuned to our inherent divine nature. This supports the idea that humans have the potential to embody divine qualities such as love, peace, and wisdom by harmonizing their heart and brain. Scientific basis. The HeartMath Institute's research shows that emotions such as love, gratitude, and compassion produce harmonious heart rhythms, which lead to better mental clarity, physical health, and emotional balance. The heart's electromagnetic field is measurable and can extend several feet beyond the body, influencing not only the individual, but also those around them. This points to the power of human consciousness and its ability to create harmony within and outside the body. The power of belief and epigenetics. Gregg Braden's perspective. In his book, The Spontaneous Healing of Belief, Braden explores how beliefs affect our biology, drawing on the science of epigenetics. Epigenetics studies how environmental factors, including thoughts and beliefs, can switch genes on or off, affecting our physical health and well-being. Braden suggests that our ability to change our biology through belief shows that we have a direct influence on our bodies and lives, a power that reflects our divine creative potential. Link to Divinity. If our thoughts and beliefs can affect our genes, this suggests that humans have the ability to create their reality from within, much like divine beings. This aligns with spiritual teachings that describe humans as co-creators with the divine. Braden argues that this power to shape our reality through consciousness reflects our inherent divinity. Scientific basis. Epigenetics demonstrates that genes are not static but can be influenced by external factors, including our thoughts, emotions, and environment. This science shows that our mental and emotional states have a direct impact on our physical bodies, reinforcing the idea that we are creators of our own reality. Sacred geometries and the Fibonacci sequence. Gregg Braden's perspective. Braden has also discussed how sacred geometries and patterns like the Fibonacci sequence appear throughout nature, from the spirals of galaxies to the structure of DNA. These patterns, often referred to as the fingerprint of God, suggest that the universe operates according to a divine blueprint. The presence of these mathematical patterns in the human body and throughout nature hints at an underlying intelligence or divine order. Link to Divinity. Braden argues that the existence of sacred geometries in nature and in the human body is evidence of a divine plan or intelligent design. The fact that humans are built according to these patterns suggests that we are part of a greater divine design, reflecting the sacredness of our existence. Scientific basis. The Fibonacci sequence and the golden ratio are mathematical principles that recur in nature, from the arrangement of leaves on a stem to the spirals of galaxies. The fact that these patterns are present in both the macrocosm, or the universe, and the microcosm, the human body, suggests a fundamental harmony in creation, supporting the idea of an intelligent design. Human emotions and the structure of water. Gregg Braden's perspective. Building on the work of Dr. Masaru Emoto, Braden discusses how human emotions can influence the molecular structure of water. Emoto's experiments showed that water molecules changed their structure when exposed to positive emotions like love and gratitude versus negative emotions like fear and anger. Since humans are composed of about 60% water, this suggests that our emotions have a profound effect on our physical bodies. Link to Divinity. The idea that our emotions can change the structure of water and, by extension, the structure of our own bodies supports the notion that humans possess divine creative power. Our ability to influence matter through emotions is consistent with spiritual teachings that describe humans as divine creators, capable of shaping their reality through consciousness and emotion. Scientific basis. While Emoto's experiments are controversial and have faced criticism, they highlight an intriguing possibility that human consciousness can affect physical matter. If proven further, this would suggest that our emotional states have a direct impact on our environment, reinforcing the idea of human divinity and creative power. DNA as a receiver of divine information. Greg Braden's perspective. Braden has spoken about the idea that DNA functions as a receiver and transmitter of information, capable of accessing information from a universal or divine source. He suggests that certain sequences in our DNA might be tuned to receive divine guidance or higher wisdom. This idea aligns with ancient spiritual teachings that describe humans as being coded with divine knowledge. Link to Divinity. If DNA can indeed receive information from a universal source, it suggests that humans are not isolated from the divine, but are directly connected to it through their biological structure. This supports the idea that humans carry within them a divine blueprint or potential. Scientific basis. While science has yet to fully explain the full capabilities of DNA beyond its role in genetics, there are theories that DNA might have functions related to consciousness and information storage. If DNA does act as a receiver of information, it opens up the possibility that humans are biologically connected to a greater intelligence or divine source. Conclusion. Greg Braden's work bridges the gap between science and spirituality, offering insights that suggest humans are more than just physical beings. His ideas, supported by scientific fields such as quantum physics, epigenetics, and neurobiology, offer a framework for understanding how humans are connected to a greater divine intelligence. Through concepts like heart-brain coherence, the interconnectedness of the quantum field, and the sacred patterns of nature, Braden presents compelling evidence that humans possess inherent divinity and the power to create and shape their reality.